let's go into Bonkaz.
Right.
Let's go into Bonkaz' little situation that he had on the internet the other day.
I feel sorry for Bonkaz, man.
Basically, an article came out on well, it says 12th of March.
How did it first drop?
It was updated on the 13th of March, so I think that's when it was like kind of popped off. What did you say?
How did it first pop off? Yeah, like,
well, I think basically when I found out about it, the article had came out like 4 days beforehand, but Bonkaz was trending on that day, innit? And I must have checked it out, and I must have saw the tweets, and Bonkaz was talking about it, and people were talking about Bonkaz, calling him a paedophile and whatnot. Basically, this article, like, here's the headline: BBC Radio 1 invites paedophile rapper onto Annie Mac show with hottest record in world. And then, like, obviously, they're talking about Bonkaz. They got a picture of him smiling. And it says Taylor Harris, also known as Bonkaz, was jailed for abusing a 13-year-old girl in June 2010 and is still on the sex offenders register. So most people, especially on social media and on the internet, most people just read a headline, innit?
Yeah.
So as they see this, Bonkaz is officially a paedophile. Like, it's hurt his career in the majority of people's eyes, because majority of people don't take the time to actually read into things and check out what what is actually going on, which I think is like, this is just mad. Like, the fact that this accusation is thrown around so lightly. I don't think what the actual crime was that deep.
No, the crime was that he touched a 13-year-old's bum or something.
Allegedly, he was convicted for it, but I'm still saying allegedly because I don't know what happened. But basically, the crime he's accused of is touching a 13-year-old's bum, basically.
And he was 19 at the time.
It doesn't really matter what age he was at the time.
No, because if he was 14, it wouldn't be classed as sexual.
Yeah,
it wouldn't go into
I guess so, but
because he was over 16.
But let's be real, like, guys are out here grabbing asses and doing all this madness all the time. Like that's just a common thing. I don't personally engage in such a thing. Like, I'd only touch a girl's ass after, like, she gave me the signals and we know it's going down. I wouldn't be like running girls down on road and just touching people's ass in like clubs and whatever or stuff like that. Well, unless I was dancing with her or something. But basically, he says this never happened, but even if it did happen, I don't think him touching a girl's bum makes him a paedophile, because she could have been like any age in his mind. He doesn't know that she's 13.
True.
They didn't say that it was talking beforehand, and then he just started grabbing her ass or whatever. What they said is how he was basically stalking her, riding after her on a pedal bike, and then touched her bottom or something. And from that accusation, they're calling him a paedophile, which is it's very overblown.
Is it true that he apparently kidnapped a disabled man as well?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, so
that is correct. So he pled guilty to that.
Oh,
he had two charges. He pled guilty to the kidnapping one, and then I think he was in jail at the time or something, and they put this other case on him, and he went to magistrate's court. Basically, there was a judge instead of a jury, and he feels that the judge obviously unfairly was unfairly prejudiced towards him, because he was already in the prison outfit. He had already been convicted of a different crime or whatever. So there was just an open and shut case for the judge. He said there was no evidence against him or anything, and he had nothing to do with it whatsoever, and that his legal counsel, either he didn't have legal counsel or he was misinformed. He says, I was misadvised in court, because he thinks he should have went through a jury instead of a judge. Yeah. But basically, it's just stress for Bonkaz's career about now.
My opinion on all of this is like there's a lot going on here. So let's start off with the core of it, of a 19-year-old like groping a 13-year-old. Okay. That's obviously, like, let's start off with the core. That's obviously bad. Like, that's obviously a bad thing that shouldn't be getting done out there. But this is alleged. We don't really know what really happened.
You don't know if he knew her age. Like, in order for it to be bad, he needs to know her age.
That's true as well. Like, we didn't know what really happened. I can imagine, from what I'm hearing, man was riding his bike, saw a painting. It's like, raw. yo, we saying? And then she was ignoring him. And you know, sometimes where guys are just like, no, man's gonna draw this, you know, I'm gonna keep going, like, I don't care. He's riding up to her like, yo, like, what you doing? Where you going? Like, take out your headphones, blah blah. Like, and then probably touched her, like, oh, we saying? And then like she was just like, don't touch me, like maybe something like that. You get me? Like,
I had to report it. That's a bit mad though.
That is mad still. But
like I don't know of any girl that's reported her ass being touched.
If he knew that she was 13, like. I can't make any excuses.
I can't defend him. Like, that was terrible. Like,
so that was a donut move.
Obviously, that seems like he might be like that way inclined.
But
like,
for a man
as
to be
paedophile,
put onto the fucking sex offenders list for touching a girl's bum is like. That's harsh.
I think I think it was really silly. I think it's way blown out of proportion. I don't agree with him going around touching a girl's bum like
at that
whatsoever.
Age,
It doesn't even matter what age she was. Like, just
that's what the main thing is, though. Man was 19 and she's 13.
No, but if she was older, I still wouldn't agree with it. Like, I still wouldn't agree with him just going around touching a random girl's ass. But I believe that he was like, well, no, I don't know because it's just alleged. But in my mind, it's like he could have been just randomly out there touching girls' asses, and this girl happened to be 13, and I don't think that constitutes him as a paedophile. Like, he needs to actually be attracted to young girls, and be out here trying to get young girls.
Let's look at how basically the media is basically trying to just ridicule man and finish man.
Bro, they called him a paedophile in the headline.
Like pedo rapper. Like, it's fucked. It's very fucked.
It's terrible. But like a lot of people on Twitter was like saying, "Oh, you should sue them and stuff like that." But you guys don't understand. He has been convicted of this crime, so the media can say whatever they want. They can say that he's a paedophile. They don't have to say alleged because he was convicted of the crime. And I think someone else on Twitter was saying, if you've been arrested for a crime, then basically, obviously, you've done it or something like that. And I think that's like the dumbest. That's the dumbest thing you should. Like, that's the dumbest thought process ever. Just because someone's been arrested for something doesn't mean that they actually committed the crime.
This is what Charlemagne always says, though. People don't care what the truth is. They just care what is more entertaining.
Yeah.
So the fact that man got arrested, people don't want to hear what the case was. They don't want to hear the ins and out. They just...
Doesn't seem like people really believe in innocent until proven guilty,
no, they
to
don't
be
give
honest.
a fuck. Like, they just care about that headline and then getting them bants and getting the memes out and getting that trending. No, but let's what the real thing is, I think what people aren't clocking on is that I think the Daily Mirror, they're attacking Bonkaz, but it's not because it's Bonkaz. It's because it's
BBC.
Yeah.
Why do they not like the BBC?
From Jimmy Savile and all that. So they've been on BBC. So BBC's already got pedo on their name.
Okay.
So they're like, what a rapper pedo. Yeah, we're getting on them. You get what I mean? So it's just unfortunate that it was Bonkaz that fell into this. Now, when I heard about this story, the first thing I said was he needs to make a song ASAP. Like, all this statement bullshit, I wouldn't have done that. Turn those A4 papers into fucking bars.
Yeah, wait. Let's talk about the statement. Like, the statement.
I haven't read the statement.
Have you read it?
I haven't read it.
Basically, he's just saying that he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He was guilty of the first thing. He wasn't guilty of the second thing. And like the judge basically fucked him over. Basically, that's what he's saying. But I don't understand why he hand wrote it. Like, why would you do that? If you want people to read this shit, write in your notes on iPhone, screenshot it, put it up. Like, you fucking.
I don't understand any of that.
Why would you hand write it? Like, that just
it.
means that anyone that's going to come across it, like fucking, let's say 60% of them is going to be like,
I'm not.
You know what? I am not trying.
That was me.
Exactly.
I looked at it. I was like, I ain't trying to read this.
Bro, like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, most people aren't going to hear your story because of the way that you put it out. So I think that was really silly on his part.
If I was in Bonkaz circle, I would have been like, yo, what are you doing? Like, turn that into songs, holler up the video guy. I
definitely needed to at least tweet about it.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I'd be like, stay quiet. And let's do a song about this.
You couldn't do that. Too long. Like, bruv, they took away his verified check, fam.
Yeah, that was fucked.
They took away his verified check and gave it to Jay Huss, fam. Bruv.
That was fucked.
Bruv, like, I checked Bonkaz' Twitter. He had no verified check.
Anymore.
And then somehow I stumbled across Jay Huss. Jay Huss got a verified check out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck is happening, fam?
That's fucked.
What is happening? He had to reply. He had no choice.
No, he should have just done a song, fam.
Personally, I don't understand.
That would have been his reply. And he could have made some peas off of it. And people would have felt
he should
it
have done
more.
that also, but he had to reply and let people know that he's not a paedophile. He couldn't just, bruv, having paedophile and that sort of thing on your name is going to stain it, fam.
Yeah, but even if everyone's
out there on Twitter just saying you're a paedophile. It doesn't matter, but at least just put out your thing. Just say, I'm not a paedophile. You're chatting shit. I wasn't involved.
He needs to hurry up and put out a song about this, fam.
Yeah, but it's not really going to do that much. Like, he should do that also because he makes songs and that's what he does. And obviously he needs his fans to hear this sort of stuff and preach it to everyone else. But still, it's just a terrible situation for him.
What do you think's going to be the outcome? Because I think he's finished now.
Because no one's going to listen to like the facts and the evidence and stuff like
They've
that.
taken
really.
the blue tick away.
I don't.
The media's powerful.
I really don't understand why his blue tick has been taken away. Because like he didn't violate any of the Twitter guidelines or anything. Like
it's powerful. Media's powerful.
But who was like, you know what? Let's take away his blue tick. Was it someone at Twitter? What? I don't understand. I don't understand because
they're also thinking like, we're not verifying this pedo.
Fam, you can do wild shit on Twitter and not get fucking a verified tick taken away. You could probably commit crimes and be convicted and come out and still have your verified tick. So I don't understand why he's getting his tick taken away.
Nine's verified.
I don't know if he's still verified. He was verified last time I checked. I remember Jamal got him verified, innit?
I need to check if he still is, but it's fucked, fam. And the other thing about Bonkaz is I don't think he's good enough to survive this. He's not like he's super sick.
Yeah,
he has one good song that I like, and that's
he's all right. He's not,
but other than that, he's just all right. Yeah,
yeah.
It's not like his talent is so great that he's gonna overcome.
But some people are speaking out for him and whatnot. Do you think they're actually gonna make tunes with him, or they're just gonna do tweet like Stormzy and fucking?
Yeah, I can see people speaking out for him and that, but that's not gonna save him, fam. That's not gonna save him, bro. I feel so sorry for Bonkaz, man.
What do you mean though? Like, he can still have a career where he can survive.
Yeah, he's gonna survive, but
that's all he really needs. Like, at the end of the day, if you can survive from making music, you're the happiest guy in the world because you get to make music every day and you can survive.
You want to be massive.
Yeah, but you can still be happy making. If you really
he's
love,
not gonna be happy.
If you love making music,
always be known as that pedo guy rapper that that blew and then like it was all over.
But I think it's still better than like, I don't know, just being. I don't know.
No, like, man, I prefer be unknown than be known and then known as a pedo.
I don't know.
And then lose it all. Like it's better to be at the bottom of the mountain than to climb up the top. Not even climb to the top, but climbing up there, nearly at the top. And then whilst you're up there, that pedo, and then you just and you just fall down. Like, it's just fucked, man. It's just like it's fucked, man. I feel sorry for Bonkaz, man. Because it's a minor, like man touched the girl's bum. I bet he didn't know what her age was.
Like it wasn't even that deep. Like for it to be blown out of proportion, like it is,
sex with the girl,
and everyone
like,
to be saying such things on Twitter, like they are. It seems, I don't know, man. It's just really. It's because of that headline.
Yeah,
it's because of that headline. They called him a paedophile, so everyone's like, is he a paedophile? Even if you read the story,
they don't even say is he a paedophile. They don't even ask questions.
Yeah, no,
Twitter don't ask, fam.
Nah, people don't. People aren't trying to find information. They're just trying to put out their opinions as facts, really. But yeah, it's just a sad situation, man. It's so sad for something that was so minor. If it did happen, and like even if it didn't happen, that's even worse. That fucking he's getting.
Someone said to me, if Bonkaz owns this from his like when he first started. Like, let's say his first line on We Run the Block was. Like, touch a little girl's bum when I got jail. Like, no way. If he owned it, if he not in that way, but if he owned it, if he had already said that this happened already, if he had already owned the fact that you're like, man was in jail for this, then you get what I mean. Like,
he thought it would go away. He thought it would disappear. He thought
people need to realise that skeletons are always going to come out.
Especially if you got convicted, fam. That's
and especially when you come into the public eye. Like
but I think at the time, he wasn't really thinking it was that deep, innit? Because it's like a 3-week sentence. It wasn't like...
It was like... he was in jail for like 6 weeks or something, innit?
I think this specific crime was a 3-week sentence or something like that. So it was like...
if
nothing,
they said to you, you're on the sex offenders list...
I don't know if they told him now or if he was like...
I'm sure they should have told him.
But I don't. He didn't really have a choice. It wasn't like, yeah, okay, we're gonna give you a chance. You either like do this and be on the sex offenders. On for the sex offenders.
They're just like, you're on the sex offenders list.
Yeah.
So he should have realized man's on the sex offenders list. Like, this list is real.
I guess so. But who is out here looking at the sex offenders list? I ain't.
No, not us. But there's people out there looking for them, like looking to see who they live around and shit. Because people are always living in fear. They want to know who around them is on it.
But
you
wouldn't really think that someone's actually looking through that to fucking target you. Like, I don't think Bonkaz thought he was that big to be getting targeted like that, like, or anything. Especially when he was making that song, like did anyone even know who he was at that time? I think that song is what blew up.
Yeah.
So he definitely would have had the thought process to be like, okay, this song's gonna blow up. I'm gonna make sure that I address all these rumors before they come out the woodwork. I assume he made the song, it blew up. He was happy days. He forgot about that thing that happened ages ago, and he was just living his life.
Yeah.
And then someone just dragged it up, and he was like, oh yeah, shit, that happened. And he was like, okay, I've got to speak on it now. And then he did, and I guess we'll see. Do you think he done it?
Done what? Touched like a 13-year-old's bum?
Yeah.
I swear he admitted that he done it.
Nah, he said he didn't.
Oh, he said he didn't?
Yeah.
So what, he just got sent away for nothing?
Yeah, he said there was no evidence, and the judge sent him away. It wasn't a jury or anything. He said that the judge obviously had the preconception that he was a bad dude because he was in the prison uniform and stuff.
I think he tried to draw a thing, and like he never knew what her age was, and then for some reason she just boned out. Like, I don't understand.
Who does that? I've never known so any girl to fucking call the police over someone touching their bum. Like, I'm not saying you can't and you shouldn't. Like, obviously you can, as sexual assault or like harassment at least, but like, I just think that's a bit of a. I bet
it was a white thing, fam, and she probably went and told her parents, like, oh, some black boy moved to me, and they were like, what? And then
what parents are going to tell you to call the police because someone touched your bum? Like, what big grown person is going to feel like you should, unless it was like really, it was a really wild thing that happened, like the guy just grabbed both cheeks and stuck his face in your asshole or something like that. Like, fair enough, but someone just touching your bum or just strolling past and giving you a little slap, like
a mind, though.
Who's really gonna call the police for that? Like, you might be pissed off and slap him or whatever, but no one ain't really calling the police for that. But it's just, yeah, it's mad. I guess I don't think he's a paedophile anyways. Even if he did fucking touch her bum, I don't think that doesn't make him a paedophile.
Yeah, that doesn't make him a paedophile.
Unless he knew what age she was. But even then, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
Either
just
way,
really
it's
sad.
For, man. Like,
it's just really sad, yeah.
I feel like he's dealing with the whole situation wrong as well.
Fuck him over, fam. Like, no one's going to listen to any sort of facts or whatever, or do any investigation. They're just going to see that Bonkaz is a paedophile, and that is going to be how history is written. So, yeah, he ain't going to be on no more top 10 lists. He ain't going to get no more shine. But it seems like some people are sticking with him, so you never know. It might turn around. But unless he makes a great song that addresses it, it might be stressful for his career.
Hope. Yeah, it's fucked, man. Let's move on to the next one.
Yo, thanks for listening, guys. If you want to check out the full podcast, you can click on the SoundCloud link in the description, or you can search for Jay Cartere or talk about it in the podcast section of the iTunes store, and you can find us there. Don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe. It really helps us out, and we'll see you next time. It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long. So all this warmth I share with you.